one of the other thoughts that you touched upon earlier was the difference between the younger generation, and let's call it 25-year-olds, and the older generation, let's call it 55-year-olds, for lack of a better term. And obviously the 55-year-olds have a certain way of living their life. The 25-year-olds are just kind of coming around the corner. Do you believe that it's going to be easier for the 25-year-olds to change their behavior if they have to versus the 55, or is it irrespective of age, and is it more kind of a character, a background, an education kind of thing?
I think all of those like individual variances that you just described, so access to education, the type of education, maybe your socioeconomic status, like these sorts of factors, absolutely they play a role. However, like we've seen in like the cultural shifts in between previous generations, young people are much more malleable and more receptive to these sorts of ideas, or like new ideas. Ultimately, I think we will see that big shift towards a pretty robust awareness of sustainability and how we, like our consumption choices and how that impacts on the environment. Not to sound skeptical, but perhaps it's just going to have to be a couple of decades before we see that big uptake, or where this sort of sentiment and committedness to sustainability becomes the mainstream. Because I think where political power concentrates at the moment, there may well be uptake within that demographic. However, it's not going to be the sort of numbers and appetite that you're looking for that will come up through younger generations. So being able to perhaps target and foster an awareness within young people. And I think the New Zealand education system, though there's like a bit of an agenda there, it's pretty good with fostering that awareness and relationship with nature, and incorporating other cultural values along with that, so multicultural as well, which is really awesome. Yeah.